let's get settled in. Take a nice deep breath and blow it out. I'd like you to place your feet flat on the floor. I invite you to find a comfortable position in your chair. And if you can sit with your back erect, with your shoulders over your hips, just leaning back into your chair, let the chair support you. And as you breathe, blow out any tension that you might feel. And as we meditate, oftentimes things arise through meditation. It could be bodily sensations, you could hear something in your environment, but more often than not, it is an emotion that grabs your attention and really wants you to focus on it. So let's do that. Let's just, if you can think of a way for you to just relax into the meditation, rather than thinking, just be in the meditation. And whatever arises in that moment, let's just say hello to it and let it be. So that's the first technique. Just allow it to be without judgment. And then as it sits there, just notice the qualities that it brings. Deep breath and blow it out. If it's comfortable for you, I invite you to close your eyes. You may notice that I am breathing through my nose and exhaling through my mouth. For me, that brings my attention to my breath. With each inhale, as my chest inflates, I feel my shoulders push back over my hips. And I sink into the chair and relax. If you know how to ground, I invite you to ground yourself in this moment. Briefly, that means connecting yourself energetically with the chair, through the floor, down to Mother Earth, down to the center of Mother Earth. Thoughts, emotions, whatever it is that arises, just allow it to come, notice it, and allow it to pass. What I am noticing today is that I typically like to start at 8 o'clock, and I was a little late. And the reason I was late is that my dog, Oshi, was asking for my attention. And since she's important to me, I made her a priority. The result in doing that, putting someone, something ahead of yourself, sometimes we feel a little nervous because we've got a competing priority. And so I feel the emotion of being a little harried, like it was hard to get settled in and be here on time. So breathe. I find breathing does help me to settle into the moment. And I noticed that the feeling of being harried was centered in my torso, like behind my rib cage, below my rib cage, down into my belly. So I am going to extend my breath down into that sensation. I'm going to breathe into it. And as I'm doing this, I'm feeling a minor sensation of discomfort in my chest, like a little bit of a constriction. So I'm going to investigate that also with my breath. I'm going to breathe into that sensation and see what happens with it. For me, paying attention to my emotions means paying attention to my body. For many years, I stuffed my emotions down and didn't recognize them or process them as they were happening. They were large emotions, and it felt a bit overwhelming. If you can relate to that after today's meditation, send me a direct message. Just allow your body to be with whatever arises, whatever emotion or sensation. Now, I'd like you to reflect back into your life on a day. It could be a special day, or it could be just a general day when you had a feeling of being really happy, really in the moment, really enjoying yourself. And for me, I recently went over to Universal Studios, and as I was walking in, the excitement was building, and I could actually feel it in my entire body. And by thinking back on that day, I can actually bring that sensation back to the moment. It was a moment of anticipation. It was a moment of joy. And honestly, that's the reason I moved from North Carolina to Kissimmee, Florida, because I found myself traveling here to Florida when I was going through these huge, chaotic, emotional upheaval. And I kept bringing myself here, driving down to Florida and I found that I was processing through the drive these huge emotions. And by the time that, I think it's about a 12-hour drive that I arrived here, I had left so much behind. I had allowed myself to feel all those feelings in that moment as I was driving, as they were arriving. And it's a feeling of release. It's a feeling of being spent. If you understand that, like running, doing some physical labor, and at the end of the day, you're really kind of spent, your energy is low. And then you find you need to replenish and bring back in. So by reflecting on the day when I was really anticipating some joy and happiness in those moments, that really brings me back. It replenishes me that there are days, just even average days, walking the dog, when you just feel like your body, mind, and spirit are all in the same place at the same time. And you're feeling the emotion of being all whole. It's a holistic feeling. And breathe. And oftentimes, as I'm processing an emotion during a meditation, I'll check back into that original sensation of being harried and notice, oh yeah, it's completely gone. The constriction in my chest, completely gone. So as you repeat this meditation, as you listen to it, if you are one coming back to the recording and listening, I'd like you to notice how you feel right now. That by allowing yourself to feel that feeling, giving it a name, it takes the air out of the balloon. No judgment. It's just a sensation, nothing more. So when you feel large feelings, overwhelming feelings, I'd like you to try the 3-breath method, where you take those 3 deep breaths and blow them out. Second, and blow it out. Third, and blow it out. And just sit with the feeling and notice whatever appears. Bring it into your awareness. Say hello to it. If sadness changes into tears, just allow the tears to flow. Allow it all to move through you. And if it helps to think of your grounding as a drain, You can allow those large feelings to just drop down your grounding cord back to Mother Earth. And breathe. And allow yourself to sit with this particular emotion for as long as you need until you notice that the sensation of the emotion has dissipated. One note to those of you who may be grieving. Grieving is a long process, and you'll find yourself in situations where something brings either the person or situation to mind and it grabs you, and you are in that emotion of grief instantaneously. I find it helps if I put my hand on my heart and tell myself, it's okay. Acknowledge that that situation is in your past. Give thanks for whatever you learned from that situation. Allow yourself to miss the person who has passed on. All of those sensations are valid. And just be with your grief for the moment. And you may feel a shift, a physical shift in your body. As your body says hello to the grief and allows it to move through you. And grief will pop up at the most unusual times. And when you feel that grief, just acknowledge it. It's okay. I'm okay. You're okay. You belong. You are worthy. You can trust yourself. You can trust the feeling. And now, as we bring this meditation to a close, I invite you, if you are still in the emotion and wish to continue for as long as you need until you feel that emotion dissipate. The strength of it decreases, just like a deflated balloon. And it may take you several times to repeat this particular meditation until you get to that point. That's okay. I acknowledge you for allowing yourself to feel. It's not easy. And breathe, and you can begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. If you were holding any tension in your body while you were processing emotions, which happens, I invite you to roll your shoulders, see if that's where you're holding tension, or open and close your hands, roll your wrists, pump your feet and ankles. Just let yourself come back into your body and breathe. And thank you so much for doing this hard work of processing emotions today. It's not easy. Thank you so much for meditating with me today. If you like this video, please click the like link, subscribe below, and follow me on Instagram or Facebook. You can check out my webpage for more free meditations and sign up on the homepage and they'll appear in your inbox. Thanks so much again for meditating with me. Every week there'll be fresh, free content.